So my name's Cheyenne Schultz. I started as just like a farmhand here last year and kind of moved into the role of farm manager. So this year I've been taking on a lot more responsibility as far as setting up infrastructure and being able to identify needs, harvest needs, watering needs, kind of just making sure that everything on the farm is well taken care of. I do own some processes like setting up irrigation and setting up infrastructure. So I move through and I'm checking those things all the time to make sure that they're set and ready to go. A lot of things can kind of happen. So my role here is just to kind of make sure that everything is moving smoothly and to report anything to Aash if it isn't so that we can kind of tackle things and figure out how to make things kind of move the way they're supposed to. There's a few different processes that I kind of manage. So for irrigation, irrigation can look really different. It can be very intricate and it can be very simple. It looks different throughout the year, but ideally we can get our irrigation set up with by like April or March. And we try as best as we can to recycle absolutely everything when it comes to irrigation and plastic. There could be a lot of waste. So, as much as we can reuse, we do. So, for us, we really like to take use of the drip tape because it focuses all that water into just one spot. Whereas, if I'm going through with like a watering hose or like a sprinkler system, it's spraying everywhere, which can we're losing water there and we're watering weeds and all that kind of thing. So for us, using irrigation as much as like we can as far as drip goes, really allows us to kind of focus all of our energy to the plants specifically. So it saves us time, saves us water, and we're also able to turn things on and off as we want to. There's a lot of flexibility with that. So um I would say it's pretty straightforward to set up and really easy to maintain. So that's just one system. Another system that we do is we have different types of infrastructure that we set up. Most of that is trellising. So we trellis our cucumbers and we trellis our peppers, and that just allows the plant to stand straight up and using vertical space as much as we can. We're on half an acre, so any vertical space that we can use allows us to maximize our area, our growing area. But this infrastructure that we did last year is very straightforward, pretty um, affordable, and we've been able to use a lot of plants in a small amount of space to grow a lot of cucumbers. We pulled hundreds of pounds of cucumbers off of just maybe 6 rows. So for us, trellising systems really help us to get the most bang for our buck. And then when it comes to greenhouses, we really are learning how to play with greenhouses in a smart way, because certain plants want to be in there at certain times. So we're learning how to plant fruiting crops in there at a certain time and learning how to plant maybe cool weather crops there at a certain time so we can kind of play with that. All of these different, like all of these infrastructure pieces, the trellising, the irrigation, the greenhouses, they all kind of come together to make the season longer and move a lot more smoothly overall. Why farming? I mean, there can be so many reasons why, but I think just those three of catering to my community, catering to the land, and like catering to myself, really. So it all kind of comes together into this big piece of why I love being here and why farming, how I kind of like got into farming.